What if the strange things they did when no one was around, the things that made no sense, were actually the brain's first cry for help? Studies show that over 60% of dementia patients were caught doing eerie, unexplained things alone, long before diagnosis. This video reveals 7 of the creepiest solo behaviors families later realized were early dementia signs, all backed by real cases and science. Let's begin. Number 1. Setting traps around the house. After her husband passed, 77-year-old Amanda began creating odd setups around the house. Her daughter noticed stacks of canned goods by the door, aluminum foil tucked under rugs, and string tied from the doorknob to a chair leg. Amanda claimed it was just for safety, but when asked why, she'd get irritated or quickly change the subject. Her daughter brushed it off first, thinking she was just being paranoid from watching too much scary TV, but it didn't stop there. One day, a visiting neighbor tripped over a broom Amanda had wedged in the hallway to catch intruders. She didn't apologize. In fact, she almost called 911 on the neighbor. Her family finally sought help that week, and Amanda was diagnosed with Alzheimer's at age 79. Looking back, they realized the warning signs had started nearly 2 years earlier and deeply regretted not acting sooner. Experts confirm that some dementia patients develop paranoid thinking early on, especially when they're alone for long stretches. This can trigger irrational beliefs, like someone trying to break in, leading to unusual security systems or booby traps. These behaviors are often missed because the person hides or downplays them until someone gets hurt. New dementia videos daily. Feel free to subscribe. Number 2. Smearing lotion or cream on inappropriate surfaces. 3 years before he was diagnosed with vascular dementia, Liam, 72, began rubbing hand cream on things that made no sense: doorknobs, table legs, even the microwave handle. When asked, he'd say it was to keep things smooth or to stop the germs, but the explanations didn't quite add up. His wife figured he must have learned something strange on the internet, but over time, things escalated. One day, she found him smearing toothpaste across the bathroom window, saying it would help block the signal. Not long after, his confusion set in. When he started searching for his deceased dog in the backyard, the family finally decided to seek answers, and the results confirmed what they already feared. Clinical reports indicate that when dementia affects the brain's logic and impulse control centers, routine actions like applying lotion can become misdirected. The person may invent strange justifications or act on irrational beliefs, and it often begins subtly when they're alone. Number 3. Hoarding trash or rotten food in hidden places. Zoe, 76, had always kept her tidy home spotless. So when her son noticed a strange smell in the guest bedroom, nobody expected what they'd find. Behind a stack of folded blankets in the closet were empty food containers, moldy bread, and a rotting banana wrapped in a paper towel. When he asked Zoe about it, she looked confused and said, "Oh, I must have put that there to clean later." At first, the family thought she was just being forgetful. Maybe she'd misplaced it while tidying up. But more stashes kept appearing: apple cores in drawers, old yogurt cups tucked into shoes. The final straw came when they found a bag of garbage hidden behind the TV, and she didn't remember doing it. The family took her in for an evaluation that week, and Zoe was diagnosed with Alzheimer's at age 78. Her son now says the clues were everywhere. They just hadn't realized what they were seeing. Studies reveal that hoarding and hiding spoiled food is a common early behavior in dementia, often driven by confusion, loss of smell, or fear of throwing things away. These habits usually begin in secret and grow more extreme over time. And in many cases, the warning signs were there, just hidden in plain sight. unusual routines, creepy behaviors, things families dismissed as harmless until the diagnosis came. Let's keep going. Number 4. Watching static or black screens for hours. 2 years before his diagnosis of Alzheimer's, 80-year-old Alan began staring at a blank television screen at night. No sound, no image, just the soft glow of gray. When his wife asked what he was doing, Alan simply walked away without answering. At first, she brushed it off. Maybe he had dozed off and left it running. But it kept happening. Sometimes he'd sit in front of a static screen for hours, smiling or nodding as if watching a real program. The turning point came one evening when they found him clapping at static, saying, "They did a good job tonight." That moment shook the family, and they finally booked an evaluation the next day. Research suggests dementia can blur the line between imagination and reality by distorting visual processing. A blank screen may become a mental canvas, one where the brain starts filling in details that aren't really there. It's an early sign many families miss until it becomes impossible to ignore. Number 5. Laughing or giggling at nothing. When Sherry was 75, her husband began noticing something strange. She'd giggle while folding laundry or washing dishes, even when no one was around. When he asked what was so funny, she'd just wave him off or say, "Oh, nothing, just thinking." At first, he thought she was simply reminiscing, but it started happening more often and began to feel unsettling. One afternoon, he walked into the living room and found her laughing loudly at a blank wall. When he asked what was going on, she said, "That lady in the chair told a hilarious story." That was the day he finally called her doctor, and Sherry was diagnosed with frontotemporal dementia later. Her husband admitted he never imagined her strange laughing over the past year meant something serious. Doctors warn that emotional misfires like sudden laughter with no clear trigger are common in early dementia. As the brain's control over social filters and reality weakens, some patients begin responding to things that aren't there or aren't real. Number 6. Writing mysterious notes or warning lists. Toby's daughter found sticky notes all over the kitchen one day. They said things like, "Don't answer the door," and "Check the shadows before bedtime." When asked, Toby got flustered and claimed he was just being cautious. She figured maybe he'd gotten spooked by the recent news from the city, but the situation kept getting worse. One evening, she found a full sheet of paper taped to the fridge that read, "They are coming at night. Stay quiet." That's when she knew something was deeply wrong, and it was time to seek help. Toby was diagnosed with Alzheimer's at age 80, just a year after he began leaving bizarre notes around the house. His daughter would later say she wished she had questioned those strange notes much sooner. Reports show that early paranoia, disorganized thinking, and visual misperceptions can lead dementia patients to leave strange, cryptic notes. These warnings may seem harmless or eccentric at first, but they often signal a deeper breakdown in judgment and memory. Number 7. Rearranging furniture at night. Billy, 69, started waking up at strange hours and quietly moving things around the house. Her son would come over in the morning and find the dining room chairs pushed against the door, or the living room coffee table turned sideways, blocking the hallway. When asked, Billy claimed she was just making space or trying something new. They assumed it was boredom or insomnia and didn't think much of it. Then came something even stranger. One night, a neighbor called at 3 a.m. after seeing Billy outside, dragging her patio furniture into the middle of the street. When the family confronted her, she became defensive and confused. They called the doctor for an evaluation that morning, and Billy was later diagnosed with Lewy body dementia. The family realized her strange behavior had started nearly a year and a half earlier, but it hadn't seemed serious until it became dangerous. Studies show that spatial confusion and disrupted sleep-wake cycles are early signs of dementia, especially in conditions like Lewy body dementia. Rearranging furniture or creating barriers can be an unconscious response to fear, confusion, or disorientation, often late at night when they're alone. If you've seen signs like these in someone you love, don't ignore them. The earlier you act, the more you can protect their mind and their future.
And there you have it. What are your thoughts? Next, dive into this video for more essential tips to transform your health and help you thrive. You're going to love it. Thanks for watching Healthy End, and we'll see you there.